So the other day I got this question, Athieno, how do I get out of a slump? I'll tell you how to get out of a slump right now. It's all up in here and has barely anything to do with your mechanics. Let me explain. The reason why you are in a slump right now is because the way you perceive the game is a way harder situation than it needs to be. A lot of you guys are most like, slumps happen to everyone. You need to understand that it is a natural thing. However, there's always something that you can do about it. A really big motivation for slumps is that you care too much about the game. You put the game way up here, you know, it's like a huge priority. And then if you lose the Rex rank game, you suck and your whole family dies. No, you guys need to stop playing ranked like it's your life is on the line. So many of you guys are going in and you're having the same mindset every single time, you know, like you don't learn anything new. The way you look at the game is that, okay, I gotta check every corner. You know, this might happen. A lot of bad things happen. And then you just start overthinking everything and you create all these problems for yourself. I'll tell you right now, slumps really are just fixed by just taking a break from the game. When you take a break from the game, then you kind of let your mind really kind of reset. And you know what also resets is your perception of how you look at Siege. When you look at Siege like it's some sort of hard task that you have to do your absolute best on or else you fail, then you're obviously going to overthink everything and obviously play worse, which creates the slump. A slump is 90% a mental thing and very rarely your hands and mechanics. You know, your hand and mechanics, they're all just muscle memory of your brain. So if you're going in, warming up with T-Hunt, doing all this stuff, then, you know, it will come naturally, but it is all up here, I'm telling you guys. So if you find yourself making a lot of excuses for yourself, you know, you're just defeating. So many people come to my stream and they just defeat themselves in their own question. Athieno, I'm a hard stock, blah, blah, blah. I'm not very good at the game. You know, this happens. I drop 10 kills. I lose the game and I get no RP every single game, blah, blah, blah. What do I do? Any tips? I'll give them the tips after that, but it's all mental, guys. You're defeating yourself in your own head. And so you create all of these problems and complain to me so that way you feel better, but nothing's happening about it. You're not doing anything about it. Your aim sucks. You come complain to me, bro, instead of going to a T-Hunt or maybe adjusting your sensitivity, or maybe you try to copy someone's sensitivity and you're not actually looking at what can I change. It's not always about external factors. It's about what can I change. So what I recommend you guys do is when it comes with slumps, you just need to do almost the opposite of what you're doing right now. Not too much, but you just need to change it up somehow. And that comes with a playstyle difference. So your playstyle most likely is, if you're in a slump, you're probably not getting a lot of kills. You find yourself dying to a lot of ways that you just cannot comprehend because you're too busy stressed and you can't actually evaluate the situation. What I recommend you do is do the opposite. If you're playing too aggressive, try a round of where you just play passive the whole game. Not, you know, be unproductive and just stare at the wall, but be passive. You know, watch the side doors, play behind some utility, play off of some utility. Don't, you know, swing them off of information, not just face checking everything. Or maybe if you find yourself too passive in sight, you're dying in corners, you're getting zoned out, or maybe, you know, you just feel like you're just getting like attacked from all angles 24/7. That means you probably need to play a bit more aggressive. It means that most likely they have a drone on you or information, or you're just not moving around enough. You're not grabbing enough information. If you are so passive in sight, you get very surface level information of what's going around you, sound, call outs, visual stuff, maybe, you know, information on what map control you guys have and what you might not. And when you start getting some kills, like I'll tell you right now, let's say like I am a Cade main and I don't know why, I always see Cade mains, and no matter what rank I play in, it's a 1v3 and they're just staring at the floor and they lost, and then they start shooting, you know, they can't control recoil and then they die and they lose a round. Imagine that player, right? Imagine if that was me. You know what I'd do the next round? I would go Warden, not because of his utility, but because of his 1.5, because of that meta we're in. I would go 1.5, or maybe some sort of realm operator, or maybe just someone that I know is easy. Even if I'm against it and I'd be like, bro, why would I play Warden? He's brain dead. Trust me, play Warden, play Pulse. I don't care who it is. You just need to play like you don't care, man. I'm telling you right now, that's how slumps are. You care too much when you're in a slump. Care way too much. And when you start making these plays, and I'm trust me, bro, it will happen. When you run around with Warden like a crazy maniac, eventually you're gonna get like 2 to 3 kills in a row, and you're gonna realize, oh, Maybe it wasn't mechanical skill. Maybe it was just I was playing a little bit different, and you regain the confidence back, and then now you can move forward now, and you're not going to be in a mental block all the time. Guys, I'm telling you, slumps are all mental, all in your head. Imagine how the mental state you would feel when you are 2-8, 4-4 overtime match point. You'll probably feel like, oh my god, I hope my team carries me. I don't feel confident in myself. I don't know if I can do it. But let's say you were on the other side and you were actually 12-4, 4-4 overtime match point. Would you be nervous? Probably not. You killed 12 people that round. You remember, you have that mental footage in your brain to work off of. Oh wait, I remember when I just absolutely smoked all of them and killed their entire roster. You know what I mean? Just murdered them on the balcony. Okay, it sounds like a lot of context, but when you have this mental evidence in your brain that, oh wait, maybe I'm not that bad, maybe maybe I was just thinking of the game a little bit different, then you'll play a lot better. I'm telling you right now, it's how it works. It's how your brain works. And trust me, Slump, like what the way Siege is a game with infinite possibilities, guys. Maybe not infinite, but very many, with how many operators, timing, luck. I always tell you guys the 90 to 10% rule. 90% is in your control, and 10% is not in your control. 10% is like server, teammates, time of the day. But what's in your control? Your mood, how you control your character, how you set up, you know, everything. Like, you can change how you are 90% of the time. It's all in your control. And when you realize this, that in your control, then you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe why would you let 10% of your potential dictate your entire gameplay in your day? Why would you let the 10% of what's happening, you know, outside of your, you know, your reality dictate you? When I can just choose how I react. I can choose how I react after a death. I won't overreact. I'll analyze my death and be like, you know what? That was my fault. I probably shouldn't have peeked that. Or maybe you'd be like, you know what? I realize I'm playing too passive. Let me play more aggressive now. So you have to realize that you have to take accountability. When you take accountability, you take a lot of stress off your shoulders. You'd be like, okay, you know what? I was overthinking it. It's almost like you got into an argument with a friend, right? Then, like, you know, you're like overthinking. You're like, oh my god, bro. Like, you know, what do we do? It's all in your head. You're just thinking like of what he might do instead of actually just going up to him. You know what? I messed up. Whatever it is, you know, whatever. You know, you confront. You know, you get that mental evidence. Okay, you know what? We're good now. I don't have to overthink anymore. And then you can move on. You can move on with the game. Same thing with the game, bro. Okay, I realize I was doing this. Maybe I was overreacting to my teammate. I apologize. And then you get all of that mental gooiness out of your head, and now you can actually focus on being good at the game and moving forward in it. So once you kind of realize what's in your control and you kind of get that mental goop out of your head, where do you go from there now? So now that you have a clear head, what's the next step? The next step would explore new things. Watch good players of the game. When you watch winning formulas in the game, you know, watch Bolo, Uzi, Spoit, you know, me, Pox, whoever it is, watch us win. Watch us winning rounds. Watch us how we play in general, how we handle things that you normally wouldn't handle very well. Watch how we do it and take it with a grain of salt. Add that to your habits and gameplay. Then you'll realize, oh, if it's working out for them, then it'll probably work out for me. It might not. This actually applies to settings as well, like your aspect ratio, your sensitivity. Now, be careful when I want to be careful when I say this. I don't mean copy someone's sensitivity literally and expect to play like them. Instead, let's say maybe I have a hard time aiming sometimes. And my sensitivity, I feel like I can't react fast enough. I feel like my reaction time is slow. You know what I would do? I would higher my sensitivity, actually. You know why? Because for me personally, it takes a lot less stress for me to, you know, look around and maybe even aim and flick. It actually helped me a little bit. When I hired my ADS sensitivity, I found myself controlling recoil way easier, less stressful. And I was killing a lot more people and flicking people like I was insane. It felt great, bro. It was really low effort maintenance for high quality gameplay, which is why I felt worked out for me. It might not work out for you. Maybe you need to lower your sensitivity. Maybe you're aiming like freaking like you're on like Adderall, G Fuel. You know what I mean? You need to like calm down a little bit and regroup with yourself. And even, you know how, we know what I do? I actually do know this about myself, and it's real. I have an aspect ratio slump. I think once every 1 to 2 months, I just get bored of my aspect ratio and I need to switch it. 60 by 10, 3 by 2. I play on 3 by 2 right now for the longest time. But your game just needs to look better, bro. If you're on stretch rush on the time, bro, go to 3 by 2. Like, it just gives you that like mental refreshness. So, hiring my sensitivity, even just aspect ratio. Maybe it's taking off the middle dot of my crosshair, changing the crosshair color. Just change something. Whatever you were in a slump in is obviously not working. So you need to try something else. It could be as little as changing your sensitivity, as little as changing your playstyle, or as large as playing your playstyle. So that really helps. You know what also helps me get out of a slump? If you're on my stream, you know this. Music. How can you be mad? You're playing Siege and you got the weekend busting in your, whoa, and you got the weekend blasting in your ear, bro. Hold on. But yeah, like, bro, like, for me personally, music or not, like, I don't get tilted at Siege anymore. Very, very rarely, unless I'm solo queuing, in rank 2.0. Like, bro, like, I just don't care the game that much. But for you guys, you might still be on the come up, trying to hit that rank. Bro, play music. Imagine if you were to play like, it's just natural thing, controlling your nerves, not being nervous. Imagine you just clutched up around, or maybe you're in a pretty stressful game, but you're playing music in between rounds and it's getting your mind off of the stress, and then you play a lot more calm and you play a lot more fluent, right? So play your favorite playlist. I recommend pausing in between rounds. That's what I normally do. I don't recommend playing with music unless you're pretty good with working off of no sound. Yeah, it's the same thing as someone listening to a motivational speech before their NBA game or something like that. But it keeps them calm. It's like chewing gum. I don't know why someone would chew gum for whatever activity, but you guys know what I mean. It's just a distraction to get you the nerves off of your head. So last thing I want to tell you guys, this sounds really cliche, but it's the most important, guys. Get a life outside of Siege. You want to get out of a slump in Siege, guys, get a life outside of Siege. And when I say that is because before you even log on to Siege, like I said, slumps are all mental. So how was your mindset before you logged on to Siege? Had a bad day at school? Maybe you got fired from your job? Family member just died? Maybe it might not be as deep. It might be as deep as that. Maybe someone called you a weird word at school. Maybe you saw something on social media that really pissed you off. There's a lot of things that can affect your mood before you come into the game. However your life is going outside of the game. Imagine how happy you would feel if you just hung out with your friends, y'all got food, y'all played soccer, y'all come home, hey yo, let's hop on Siege. And then you play with your friends and you're in a good mood and you play better, right? Well, let's say you just failed the test. You got grounded and then now you're playing Siege. I don't know, maybe, a lot of bad things just happen in your life, and no matter what it is, I know you guys probably had something, but whatever happened in your day, it might not be the best, and it carries over to Siege. And then you just start getting angry, but you need to learn how to control your emotions, guys. A lot of slumps are just emotions, guys. It's a lot of mental stress built up and a lot of confusion as well. If you can just be content with yourself outside of the game when you go on a Siege, no matter how you feel, man, like the Siege is just another activity for you, bro. You go to the gym, you work a job, you go to school, you play a sport, whatever it is, guys. When you have a life outside of Siege, then Siege won't have much control over you. It won't have much emotional control over you, as you won't be overthinking too much. And you realize, okay, maybe I'm playing bad. Let me just step away and go enjoy my life, or like go watch a YouTube video, like just have hobbies outside of Siege, guys. It's not that hard. Very cliche, I know, but it really is, guys. If you guys are just happy with yourself outside of the game, no matter what it is, guys, no matter what activity you put yourself in, you're going to be a better man. Just having a positive mindset is the best thing I can really say to you guys. When you have a positive mindset, you're optimistic about improving yourself in the game. I know I can hit some more headshots today, or maybe, I usually rushing this with Amaru works pretty well. Let me just do my best strat. Let me pull out the best strats that I usually have the most fun and success in. Then you do that and you'll realize, man, it was all mental, man. It was all mental. There really was no one hiding in that room. I think the best thing as well, one thing you can do is go to a match replay and you look at the perspective of your enemies. Imagine a round that you just felt like you were overthinking to the max. I want you to go to that round, watch your POV right before you died, and then watch the enemy's POV. Or maybe even before you kill, like, I mean, even at, you know what helped me the most? At the beginning of a round in a competitive game, I would be like, oh my God, they're probably roaming everywhere. It's really hard to get in the building. But then you look at the first 20 seconds and they're still setting up site. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're like across the building, not even doing anything. And then you realize, oh, I probably could have just came in from the basement. No stress. It's all in your mind, guys. It's all in your mind. When you build this mental proof that you know that you've auto reviewed, you know the strat worked. I've gone in ace here before. I've clutched this situation before. Same thing with clutches, guys. I know I've clutched this a million times. Why would I be nervous now? It's all in your head, guys. Guys, trust me, slumps are all mental. Get that shit out of your head. You are him. Anyways, hopefully this video did help you guys out. Follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter, my TikTok, and obviously the Twitch. I'm live every single day. Like the video if this helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.